Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I am with a very exciting young man, a new comedian named Just Dev or Dev. Dev, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I feel like a woodpecker in a lumber yard.
Must be very excited.
You think woodpeckers ever get a headache? I'm sorry.
I would like to think so.
Okay. Hey, Dev, now I'm going to be serious for at least 2 seconds. You're in Delaware.
Yes.
Were you born and raised in Delaware?
Yes, sir.
Okay, stop that sir shit. I won't take that. Now, look, I have a couple of things about Delaware. First off, I think I've been right, all through everywhere where you were born and raised. Have you ever heard of a radio station called OC 104?
Yeah, I grew up listening to it.
And have you ever heard of a guy named Wookie? Used to afternoons, 84 Wookie degrees. He was a morning show guy. Bent little dude.
See, I always remember it being Bill and Jessica.
Okay. Well, Wookie's a very good friend of mine from there in your area, OC 104. He was program director for many years. But one other quick note before we get to comedy. Don't they have a scrapple factory down there?
Yeah, it's in Bridgeville. We have a festival and everything. We love Scrabble.
Well, now, for the people that don't know, Dev, tell them what scrapple is.
So, depending on where you're from, in Delaware, we make rapid Scrabble, but we know Scrabble originated in PA. It's like a hot dog almost in a way, like that same process, but we just boil down the shit that they fed the slaves and then we make it into a mush. Pretty much use flour type shit, and you just fry it and you cut it in slices. It's
Now,
like sliced hot dogs. Like if you were gonna make hot dog burgers, it's pretty much the same difference. Just processed anything in a bottle and then we
the
slice
shit
it.
they gave to slaves. Now,
Yeah.
Dev, I want you to hold on to something. I told you I got a friend of mine took his wife for their honeymoon to the Rappa Scrapple factory there where you live.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine what that marriage is like? Honey, we're going to the Scrapple factory.
I mean, if you're from Delaware, like if you were just visiting, the marriage is probably shitty. But if you live in Delaware, like we love Scrapple so much that it would be poetic in a way.
No, he was from Maryland. He
Well,
took
I
his
told
wife.
you we have a
That
festival
was
and
their
everything. It's
honeymoon.
called we have a festival called Apple Scrapple. It's every year, and you can just like a little fair, and they sell Scrapple sandwiches and everything, and it's right by the factory.
Are you a fan of Scrapple?
I love it.
Me too. Me too. My fat ass loves it. You better do some comedy. You started doing stand up about a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about your first gig.
So my first paid gig was in a place called Dream Big Venues. It's a brand new venue here in Delmar.
Okay,
The club itself has been around for about 2 years, but then we
right.
actually had to do a little rebuild and make it an actual club open to the public. And we opened December of this year, and I was on one of the first paid shows in January. I did 15 minutes and I fucking killed. So at
Yeah,
that point, I had only been doing comedy for 6 months or so.
but you killed, and so that
Yeah.
was the first paid gig. And I guess the next question is, uh, what was that was your first gig? And would you say that was your best gig, or do you feel like you're getting better as time goes on?
Well, every Monday, I should have started with this. I've been doing open mics for about a year, and it had been
Okay,
6 months before my first paid gig. But I had been going to an open mic at Dream Big Venues called Mooncat Comedy, and
right.
that's every Monday. So it was just an open, welcoming space for me to just go in and do my sets, and everybody would be like, "Work on this, do this, work on this."
Okay.
So that really helped with things. I forgot what your question was before that.
That's all right. No, because you'll find I do a lot of drugs. I smoke a lot of pot.
I
You know,
just smoked too.
I'm smoking crack light now. I started smoking crack light, trying to lose some weight. Um, right now I'm not getting enough oxygen, buddy. Right now,
Well, I've changed myself to a lot of people pop their pills. I started putting mine in Sherm blunts just to be
Right,
different.
right. Well, look, what the next question was going to be, in other words, we got to your best gig. Do you have a worse gig? You know, I always want to hear about the time that somebody threw some shit at you, or you just walked off, or
No, I've been
no.
blessed, man. I've been blessed.
Yeah.
Something from, like I said, starting at dream big venues. It's just even
Okay.
if even if somebody's doing real terrible, like we would just uplift them. So like there was times where I
That's
could have been
great.
better when I first started, but
That's
as
great.
far as my best show, it was probably this weekend.
Really?
I went on a
Okay.
little 3 week or 3 show run with Grin and Bear Entertainment. I was in
Okay.
Stevensonville, Maryland, Easton, Maryland, but Stevensonville
I
was
know it.
great, man. I had a really fun night, solid
Okay.
set, another 15-minute set.
Okay.
Took a fat white chick home, so that's always good.
What's the way you go? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
gonna get to that. I got some shit written down.
flip that over.
What? I love it. I love it. We're gonna have some
Enforcing a
fun.
stereotype, man. I'm enforcing a stereotype.
Brother. You're gonna bark up the right tree. You're on with the right guy. You're on with the right guy. Was there a catalyst that started you doing comedy? In other words, you said back December, whatever, this club opened. Was there
Absolutely.
something?
I had dated a girl for 2 years on July 4th, which is a crazy day to break up with somebody. I just wanted to have a barbecue. She wanted to
Right.
break up. So she broke my heart, and 2 weeks later I was doing stand up.
Okay. Yeah, I hear that a lot, Dev. I hear that a lot.
Yeah, I just wanted
You
to
know, there's
stop
a
crying.
catalyst
So
that starts somebody that says, you know what, fuck it, I've had it. I might as well. I might as well.
yeah. I have an Asian girlfriend now. It only takes her 10 to 15 minutes to get me off. It's great. It's just like when you order food from them. So
How does
I
the
can't complain.
how does the Asian girl like that you brought him a white chick on Saturday? Or was it
She's
like
in the
a
shower.
combination fried rice?
She's in the shower, but when she comes out here, I'll be in trouble.
So it wasn't like an egg roll and a sushi.
Nah, nah.
No, it wasn't like okay. Oh my God. This thing's coming off the tracks. This thing's coming off the tracks. We're
I
only a
don't think
few
we were on
minutes
the
in.
tracks.
Are we? Okay. Um, I told you that I watched because we have never met, and this just came
Right.
about early this morning. I've been under the weather. I'm panting and breathing, trying to get through this, but I started watching, and one of the things I saw was about pity clap. And do you want to tell the people what you say at the end when they go ahead?
So I see this thing a lot in clubs where people won't clap the whole time, no matter how hard you're trying, even if you're not doing your best. And then
Right,
when you get off stage, they want to be like, oh, and I'm like, where were you at that whole 5 minutes? I could have used you then.
right.
I give a nigga a hand. I mean to say that word, but give a brother a hand. I needed help. And then you get off stage and it's don't pity clap me. I don't like it.
What do
Boo
you
me if I suck, but don't pity clap me.
what do you say to them? You
Fuck
know what
all
I'm
y'all.
looking for. Say it again.
Fuck all y'all.
Fuck all y'all. Now,
And if it's a paid gig, I say fuck all y'all. I'm getting paid either way.
yeah, well, I heard you say fuck all y'all. I'm going home and get my dick sucked too.
Yeah. I always like to change what I'm going to do. So the other night, like I said, I had 3 shows. Sunday was a fine show, but they just weren't too laughative the whole time. But I could see like them chuckling, and they were just what I call mouth closed laughers. So when I got
Right.
off stage, I was like, I'm just dead. Fuck all y'all. I'll be in your mom's bed tonight.
I'll be in your mom's bedroom. Well, if you don't know, the reason that jumped out at me, have you ever seen the movie Harlem Nights?
I don't think so. Is that a white people movie?
Watch
I'm
it quick.
half white, but if you can't tell, I lean towards
Watch it
one side.
quick. You fucking with a heavyweight. No, it is an all black movie. Every person in the movie is black except for a few white people. Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Eddie Murphy.
Never.
There's a scene in that movie that Red Fox says literally that. Fuck y'all. And that's why I held on to that. I said, "Oh, this guy's perfect for me."
Yeah. Sometimes I mean it, sometimes I don't.
Oh, okay.
I like to think they could tell.
Yeah, no, I know you're just kidding because I have another bit written down. Do you want to do a little bit, a couple minutes of some of your stuff?
Like jokes or just
It's up to you. I mean, I want you to. It's your comedy minute, man. It's all about you. It ain't about me.
I don't really have anything, man. I guess we can just riff, or if you want to give me topics, I can do that.
No, no, no. I want to put you on the spot because I have, like, for instance, because we can keep going. I want you to be happy when this is all said and done. Man, I had a good time with Scotty. We had some laughs. But like, you have another video I saw where you say, "I'm a little nervous because there's a lot of white people in here," and I
Yeah.
laughed at that. And no, I did because, and it made me think: do you adjust? Like, for instance, let's flip the script. I've talked to white comedians who play to a VFW, very few whites. It's all black.
Right.
Do they have to adjust their set? Now, my question to you is, do you adjust your set depending on where you're playing?
So kind of going back on the fuck y'all thing and my actual stage name, where I'm just Dev. I tell people too, that's me. I'm gonna always be 100% authentically me. So whether you think I'm funny or not, I'm not gonna cater to
Okay.
certain crowds. Now, if I walk into like an old home or like a nursing community, obviously keep it PG. But if I'm
Okay.
not walking into this gig and nobody's saying it's PG, you're just getting Dev. And I don't
Okay.
tend to do PG gigs because I'm not PG. That's not me.
Okay.
I
Do
like
you
humping
have
stools and fucking fat white chicks. I'm just Dev.
Wait a second. I missed I missed the first part. I got the fucking white chicks. What was the first part?
Humping stools. I'm known for humping a stool.
Humping a stool. And
Yeah.
how's that for you? You enjoy that?
So it was just a thing that started at Mooncat Comedy, the place I started at, and then I started doing other open mics and different gigs, and my friends would just be like, "Deb, do it here, do it here, do it here." So it's almost like if I don't hump a stool at a club, they're like, "Hey man, that was a good set. You know you didn't hump the stool though," and I'm like, "Okay, what about everything else?" And they're like, "Man, you lost me when the stool didn't get fucked," and it's like, "Okay, I'll keep fucking it."
So you get
I've
a
seen some big
stool.
stools out there, man. Like a lot of clubs, they don't have just regular stools. They'll have big chairs, and I bend those over too. It's a lot of work sometimes, but it's worth it.
Do you have a favorite kind of stool that you like? Is
Well, there was this club in Baltimore that had a sectional. That was fun.
it sectional?
A sectional.
How does your Asian girlfriend feel about you messing with the stools?
Baby,
Yeah.
do you care if I fuck stools on stage?
Is it gonna be a three-way though?
She wants to know if it'll be a threesome or just me and the stool.
Hey, she can stick her head in if she wants. If you want her to,
I
she
don't
can
think she's
stick.
gonna want to see it. It gets pretty gruesome.
Well,
It gets
tell her
it
I
gets
said
bad.
hello. It's so nice to have her on the show.
He said hello, and it's nice to have you, baby. She says hi. I think she said it in Chinese. I can't tell.
You're a mess, man. You are a mess. I love you. I love you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
No, I do, and I gotta tell you honestly, because when you contact me or whatever about coming on the show, I posted in Facebook and people coming, all kinds of people coming, and
Right.
you wrote to me about you've been doing comedy for a year. I love your approach that I'm going to be just Dev and I'm not
Right.
changing my shit because that's important. If you're going to go far, at least in my opinion, you have to be true to you and do what you think is right. Fuck all y'all.
Fuck all y'all.
Yeah, because if you
You're
try
selling
to,
yourself short if you don't.
well, if you try and wiggle in, people see through it.
Yeah.
I love your approach. I love it. You mentioned you do, dark and stuff. You have a couple that you can just throw at me real quick? Some of your favorites?
I mean, just my childhood was dark. I don't want to make it a dark podcast, but I can touch on
No,
that a
no,
little bit.
I want to keep it funny, but
So no, I
know,
got you. I got you. I got you. Just listen,
all
hear me
right,
out. Okay,
all right,
boom, bow. So I'm 6 years old, right?
right,
Walking down the street, how I do,
right.
and I get kidnapped, and I get kidnapped by a group of mimes. Why are you laughing at me?
Because they did unspeakable things to you.
Oh, did I post that one?
No, I just know that joke.
Oh man, did I take that from somebody?
I don't know. I just know that joke. I know a lot
I've
of
been doing that
jokes.
joke for months. All right, all right, all
That's
right.
great. That's
So,
great.
even if it's not mine, I have like a whole thing. So I had to go and
Kidnapped by
testify.
the mimes. That's where I knew it was coming.
Yeah, and I had to go and testify, and they kept asking me what happened, but I was groomed, so all I could do was just do sign language. So I just kept trying to tell my representation, like, and I didn't feel heard in court that day. If I'm being honest with you, it wasn't very pleasant.
Wasn't a good day for you at the courtroom.
No,
Oh
no.
God.
And I went to therapy. I started therapy recently, trying
Did
to
you?
figure out if I could get rid of that trauma.
Right.
And my therapist was telling me I need to stop letting other people dictate how I feel
Right.
and speak for myself. So I
Right.
jumped out of the chair and I said, "Let me die then, bitch." So I got kicked out of therapy after that.
Yeah. I get a group rate when I go.
You gotta.
I get a group
I
rate.
like those little socks they give you, those grippy socks, so that way when I'm fucking in stools and the fat white chicks, I got 100% traction.
You got the grippy hands. Oh my God.
I'm getting looks from the corner.
I want to tell you something. You really are. And that's I love, because I've had a couple of people on like this. Anything will come out of your mouth.
Yeah, I'm just deaf.
Yeah, no, it's I had a comedian on here named Brad Goss, and I said to him something along those lines that, anything, and he said, yeah, absolutely. And I said to him, that must be an amazing way to live.
It is.
That you just, there's no filter.
You have to live life with no fear. You only have one life, man.
Well, I have to be a little careful. I'm 61 years old, and I have people on here from midgets, Asians. I had a guy with a duck. I have them all. And I have to be a little careful, like with the guy with the duck. I couldn't say, hey, you crazy bastard, you got a duck here.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was thinking, the fuck is he here with the duck for?
I like to tell people I'm like Gandhi with a dash of Kanye energy. So in a way, I believe in being selfish, if that makes sense. Like, help others, be a good person, but sometimes you have to be selfish and just, I'll burn random bridges for the fuck of it. It's chaotic in a way.
Well, I think though it's people have to realize too, and maybe I'm wrong with you. I could be wrong, like with Brad, but there's the Just Dev on stage persona, and then there's the Just Dev that your Asian girlfriend knows.
Right.
In other words, people sometimes, and I'll speak for myself, there are people that hate me because of the shit that comes out of my mouth. And it's like, they're just jokes. Just this week,
Yeah.
I just had somebody tell me to go kill myself for a joke.
It's never that serious, man.
Well, there are people, it was on Reddit and it was a Mexican joke, and they told me that I was a fucking Trump piece of shit. And I was like, first off, I'm not a Trump piece of shit. I don't care. I don't do politics. Yeah, it's just, that's like I said, for me, I have to be a little careful because
I think sometimes it depends on the setting too, in a way.
Yeah.
But even then, I see people, you'll see every once in a while to come to the comedy club, and it's like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
Because you see them and they're just in the crowd.
Yeah.
You'll mess with them, hey, tell them a few jokes, they just won't interact or anything. And it's
Yeah.
usually the tough guys, and they just sit there with their wife just.
Yeah. Well, those are the people that come after me, or they want to tell me all about, well, you know, you would be funny if you did this or fuck you. I like
Fuck
to
all
think I'm
y'all.
funny. You know what I mean? I like to think I'm funny. You think you're funny, you know?
Right.
And I you know, if to me, it's like the whole uh online where they leave comments. Isn't it easier just to swipe? Just swipe away if you
You
don't
would
like
think
my
so, man.
shit. Well, let's get back here. You have I found your YouTube page, Instagram, TikTok. I followed you on Instagram. Do you have TikTok?
Yeah, it should be just Dev, I believe.
Yeah, no, it's on all of them. And do you do besides, do you just pretty much post your stand-up clips, or do you do some skit type of stuff as well?
Well, the skit stuff you'll see, and before I started stand up, I was what was called a Facebook comedian. So I
Okay.
would pretty much post memes on there, make memes, stuff like
Right.
that, write funny statuses, and
Okay.
eventually it just ended up translating into the
Stand up.
comedy side part of it.
Okay. Do you
So
think you'll go back to doing, because I find comedians now, you know, stand-up comedians that are doing, you know, more social media stuff because they realize that, you know, social media stars are packing rooms.
well, I think I just have this fear of I want to do it the right way, if that makes sense. And a lot of people they'll tell me, Dev, that's dumb. Why do you feel like that? And I'm like, I don't want to take the easy route. I don't want to just make sketches and everybody sees me and then I'm in clubs and I don't have any material. That's why I started with stand up first, and then
Right.
maybe I'll go back into doing sketches.
Okay.
That way, I'm
Well,
not just known for doing sketches and now I think I'm funny and I can do stand up all of a sudden.
I have a lot of admiration for you, Dev, because you know, it's you would be surprised how many comedians I've talked to on here that are disgusted with the exactly what you said, TikTok, Instagram stars, that they can pack the room, but they're not funny at all.
Right.
They have no delivery. They can't connect to the audience. You know.
And there are some guys that happen to be funny. Like I personally like Matt Rife. I believe he's funny, but he's a little misunderstood. He's been doing stand up for a long time, but he just happened to blow it with TikTok. But then you have guys like Funny Marco is one. Who's another guy who started? I know Funny Marco is doing stand up now. Desi Banks did sketches. Now he's doing stand up. So
Do you have some favorite comedians that you like now?
now, obviously, everyone's
Or just
favorite
favorite
Shane
comedians, period.
Gillis. Shane Gillis is one. Eddie
Right.
Murphy, Chris Rock, guys like that.
Okay.
Paul Mooney,
Oh yeah,
Jeff
Paul
Red
Mooney.
Fox,
Yeah. Yeah, my
Bill
dad
Burr.
my dad used to have Red Fox records. I love Red Fox.
Yeah, he was a good legend.
I love here, I'll do you mind if I do one little Red Fox for you?
Nah, go ahead.
Buddy of mine quit smoking the other day. Got run over by a tobacco truck.
Ain't that a little ironic?
I love Red Fox. He's like one of the main stars of Harlem Nights. That's why I love Harlem Nights so much.
I felt like I should have seen it. I didn't realize it
You
was a
maybe
black
have.
movie.
Yeah, in other words, I love Bernie Mac. I love Cedric the Entertainer. Those are my well, and obviously Rodney Dangerfield and you know the stuff I grew up on. But
Yeah, you had to figure I was born in 2000, so I grew up on Def Jam and the Comedy All
right,
Stars and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. So I was surrounded by all the great black comics. And then once I started growing up, that's when I started looking at the Kinnisons. And well, I'm from Delaware, so like it was Jeff Foxworthy and
oh God,
Larry the Cable Guy,
oh
the Cable
God,
Guy, and what was this
oh,
one? Here's Your Sign, Bill Engvall. Yeah,
yeah.
those guys.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Hey, I like that girl. Is that your Asian girlfriend behind you there?
Nah, that's Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. Okay, I don't know who she is. I don't know. But I'm old.
Ah, the kids listen to her. I just jerk off to her.
Again, you're gonna get a look from the crowd. Well, my friend, I want to make sure we cover everything as far as, and let me just say this. Thank you so much for being here, because for only doing it for a year, whatever, you're like a seasoned pro. You're as good gets already.
I appreciate that, man.
And I'm not blowing hot air up your ass, even though you may like that.
No, you're not the first one to tell me. You're not I've heard it a couple of times. I don't pay it any mind.
How's your arm for patting yourself on the back like that? Is that okay? Patting yourself on the back?
Yeah, they reach pretty far back, man. I'm 6'2", hung like a horse. I can do certain things.
Oh, you're killing me, man. But no, what I was gonna say, if it's okay with you, maybe in 6 months or so, we'll check back in. We'll do another one of these.
Hopefully, 6 months from now. My plan is to try to find somewhere with good public transportation, so I can just go ahead and get rid of my car, like somewhere like DC, New York, Baltimore.
I'm questioning. So all this is hinged on. In other words, you may not want to do another one. I was hoping you'd say, "Oh man, I'd love to do another one, Scotty."
Not if I'm still in Delaware. What am I gonna say? Well, I've done 3 paid gigs now, dude. I'm still the shit. I never left the state. Like, next time you have me on, hopefully I'll have to charge you for it. I'll be in a better place.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what to say to that. Just Dev.
No,
God
I always tell people like you, whenever I end up on a podcast or end up on a stage, I'll tell them, like, I'll make sure when I make it wherever I end up at, I won't forget you guys. Like, I'm not going to be the type who gets on where he wants to be, and I'm just like, I did this, nobody helped me. That's a shitty way to look at it.
Okay.
No, not everybody's getting a house. I may not buy you a house.
No.
But if you call me and you say you need a kidney, I'm gonna send you my kidney.
No,
I'm not gonna buy you a
Dev,
new
I don't want
kidney.
any of that. I just, like, if you go live, let's say you make it and you have a big show in New York, do you think you could leave me a pair of tickets, or am I going to have to pay to get in?
You might have to pay to get in. For the shows, for a lot of my shows, I have a stipulation that white people pay more for what happened to my ancestors.
Okay.
That's how I get my reparations. Y'all pay more for the tickets.
Oh my God.
It's fine. It's fine.
Here we go. I don't know what
I can get you a discount on the reparation part of the ticket, but the actual ticket is going to be about $400 or so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think we better wrap it up soon. My gosh. Now I don't know what to think.
I feel like Ticketmaster could pull that off if they wanted to, though, because they got all the fees. You don't know us anyway. Just reparations for slavery, service fee.
Okay. Well, I got news for you. I'm not coming. Here.
What did I say? When I was in a place in Easton, Maryland over the weekend, and as soon as I got on stage, because I always look at the crowd before I get up. And I'm looking, and I get nervous. I get up there, and I'm like, man, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm the only one in here. So if we're gonna do the Civil War, let's pick a different day. And they were cracking up.
Okay. Well, look, we're gonna run out of time, and I was wondering. I told you about it beforehand, and thank you. I don't know if you're serious or not. I hope you at least leave me one ticket, but without reparations. But it's called Your Comedy Minute, and I was wondering if you have a Your Comedy Minute for me, Dev.
Yeah, so pretty much, so like I had told you, I had been in therapy, and this was when I had first started doing stand-up, and I'm in therapy, learning how to be a better person, at the same time learning the ins and outs of being a comedian and just a better person in general. Okay. And this is really a moment where I knew I could bring peace to the world outside of my comedy. So I'm driving through my neighborhood, and I see these 2 precious little white girls selling lemonade on the side of the road.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is my perfect chance to, help the community in a small way. Small things make big changes.
I know where this is going. I know where this is going. Come on, Deb.
So I go and I pull up and I put my window down and I'm like, "Hi, how are you guys?" And the little girls take off running.
Okay.
And it hurt my feelings. It hurt me bad. So I go back around the block and I see the little girls out there still. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna teach them a lesson about race. If they think I'm just a scary black man, I'm gonna go have a talk with them and make things right.
Oh, no. Oh,
So I
no.
robbed the little girls to prove their point. Took their money and I took their lemonade.
Okay.
And I felt bad for a second. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be a complete asshole. I'm not gonna throw the lemonade away. I'll drink it.
Right.
And that's when I realized I need to be a better person because I
Okay.
just robbed these two little white girls, and the
Yeah.
lemonade was nasty anyway.
Right. Okay. Well, I thought
Yeah.
maybe you were going to run over
Not legally.
him. You can't talk about that.
That's still an open investigation. The hit and run that happened. The hit and run that happened after my
I
incident
thought I
was
heard
completely
about something
separate.
down there in Delaware about two little white girls getting run over at a lemonade stand. Got accosted
No,
by some black dude.
no.
It was on
And
CNN.
I'm sure whoever hit the little girls threw $120 worth of lemonade money back at him because he felt bad, and it'll help cover
It
the
was on
hospital.
CNN, I swear to God.
Yeah, I watched it. It was on Fox News. I believe Fox News.
Oh, my friend.
Fox News told me that on January 6th, they was just kidding. So I know that Fox News is reliable.
Yeah. Well, I know you do a bit
CNN
about,
was talking some mess about an insurrection.
yeah. You do a
I
bit
can't even
about,
spell insurrection. How would I insurrect the White House if I can't spell insurrection?
you do a bit about Trump.
I try not to.
I have a Simpsons hat. All right, my friend. Look, we had a lot of fun.
Very much fun.
I hope you'll consider coming back at some point. I really did have a lot of fun. You're a great guy.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
Listen, I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks again. Hang out for a second. We can talk a little bit off the air if you want.
Got you.
Okay.